How y'all doing? It's summertime. Welcome to Easybkitchen. My name's Tim Broxton. Today we're gonna have some soulful summer servings right here, Southern style. Breaking it out with the pan-fried pork chops, some fresh collard greens, and some cream corn. We're gonna start off with some fresh bone-in pork chops. And we're gonna dredge that into some seasoned flour. What is it seasoned with? A tablespoon of salt, a half tablespoon of cumin, a quarter tablespoon of paprika, a half tablespoon of garlic powder, a half tablespoon of black pepper and white pepper, each 1/2 tablespoon of mustard powder. That is going to make up some incredibly flavorful pork chops and a great dredged seasoning mix. We're going to repeat that right on the pork chops, and we're going to fry that in some good old peanut oil. Makes it really crispy and flavorful, just like we like it right here in the South. Collard greens, one of my favorite things, available all year. Right now they're coming in though from South Georgia. We got one fresh bunch. We're gonna use half of an onion, Vidalia, because we like it sweet, 4 cloves of garlic, 1/3 pound of bacon or some salt pork to give it that down-home flavor, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and we got some hot sauce. The vinegar and hot sauce are optional, but trust me, you'll want them that way, and we're gonna top all that off with a little olive oil just for complexity and flavor. Cream corn, one of my favorite things. Right here, Georgia produces some of the best Silver Queen corn in the country. 8 ears, white corn, Silver Queen today. Half a cup of milk, half a cup of cream, 1/4 cup of butter, some salt. Take it up another notch with some white pepper, and we got a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. That's optional. We're not doing that today. We're watching the calories. We already got the cream and butter in there. We got a piece of salt pork. That's optional too. But we're going to throw that in because, again, this is soulful summer servings right here in North Georgia. Welcome to the South, y'all. My name's Tim Broxton. It's Easybkitchen. You can find us on youtube.com/user/easy_B-kitchen. All right, check me out here at easybkitchen.com. I'm Tim Broxton. This is filmed and produced in conjunction with Drew Hollingsworth. Stay tuned. I'll show you how we throw it all together. I'm going to have a couple of special guests with me today. It's Jacob and Jeremiah Howard. They're going to help me show you how to dredge these incredible pork chops. Y'all stay tuned. I'm going to introduce you to 2 boys near and dear to my heart. This is Jacob and Jeremiah Howard. They're going to show you what to do with this pork chop, okay?
Put the pork chop in the flour, and then put the pork chop on both sides, and put it in the plate.
You heard him. He told you right here what we're about to do. Simple enough. So you guys are going to take a pork chop.
The heavy. Yes, maybe a little.
And you get a pork chop too, Jacob. And these have been soaking in buttermilk, by the way. What is buttermilk going to do for these things? First of all, it helps break down the protein in the meat, so it's going to soften it up a bit, a component that's going to help us put it all together. So if you guys want to take the seasoning and spread it on both of these pork chops, there you go. And now what are we going to do? Tell the guys out there what we're going to do with these pork chops.
We'll put it in the flour or rub it.
Right, we're going to rub the seasoning in, and then we're going to put it in the flour. And guess what? The flour is already seasoned. You saw the ingredients on the board earlier. Real simple. It's just going to give these pork chops an incredible flavor.
Okay.
So keep rubbing it in, buddy. And we're going to dip them in the flour. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys take the pork chop each. You take the big one, Jeremiah. Jacob, you take this one here and dredge it into the flour, just like your brother did. They put them in, and they're going to take it and flip it over into the flour.
I'll flip mine over.
You can flip it again. Just make sure it's really good and coated. You don't hardly want to see the meat. You want to see a lot of flour. And Jacob's done the same with his, and I'm going to flip it for him and cover it. Thanks for helping me, buddy. We're covering it up with flour, and this is going to make an incredibly crispy crust, and the inside is just going to be moist and tender. Unbelievable flavor. You heard about the seasonings. You saw the boys do it. Let's put it in the oil. Get your family, get your friends involved. When you're cooking, it's the best thing ever. All right, let me tell you all about something about collard greens. Collard greens are something you should definitely not be afraid of. Full of iron, calcium, vitamin A, B, and C, and guess what? They'll all be there when you're done, because how we're going to cook these, we're going to steam them just with a little bit of water, or you can use chicken stock, but these are incredibly healthy blood purifier. Check them out. This is what you do with them. You cut the main stalk off, and you cut out the center stem, because that center stem is very bitter. And you're going to just chop these up, ready to go in. Very simple. Carrie Hudgens, and Connie Frazier were two people I met in the market today when I went to buy this beautiful South Georgia corn. It's not just any corn, it's a nice white silver clean corn, very sweet. One of the best things you could use ever to make some of the best cream corn. So I'm always curious to see what people have to say about food. So I asked them, how do you cook your corn? What are you doing with your corn today? Both of them said cream corn. I'm there buying corn for cream corn. That's what they're doing. Two totally different recipes. Guess what? They inspire me. People inspire me, and they should inspire you. They've inspired me to use both butter, cream, and some fat back. That's what we're doing today in our Soulful Summer Servings episode. Collard greens. This is how we're going to cook them. With a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to take our salt pork, which is about 1/3 pound. Let that get sweating out with these onions, okay, and our garlic. All right, summertime collard greens. I got the best smell on the block right here. Oh my Lord. What are we gonna do to get these greens started? I know it looks like a bunch. This is a big old pot, but we're gonna put every bit of these greens in there, okay? And if they're not, you don't have a pot that seems to accommodate yours, just push them down in there like you're stuffing a bag with leaves during the fall, okay? So we're gonna find a lid for that. We're gonna put a little water on it, like this, about 1/4 cup. We're gonna let those steam down. Sweet corn, sweet summertime. How are we gonna make this cream corn? I was told at the market today, there's numerous ways to do this. Cuts just like this. Very shallow, leaving a white, milky appearance is what the lady told me at the store. You can see that I've cut the corn not so deep, so I've got some what's called milk left, and she told me to take my knife and go right on the back side of that and make sure all that milk gets right into the corn. She said this is what helps thicken it, and I think she would be right because there's a lot of starch in there. This is our cream corn. We've thrown in about 3/4 cup of milk, 3/4 cup of cream, and about 1/4 cup of butter. We've added a touch of salt and some white pepper, and we're gonna get it hopping up good, get it good and hot, and then we're gonna crank it down low and let it simmer for at least 30 minutes. And this beautiful grease right now, this is some peanut oil. You wanna be careful, you don't want it to cook it over. Don't cook more than your pan can hold, always know that. This is gonna fry up to tender perfection. Moist, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. Check it out. I want to mention to y'all about cooking these pork chops. This is like any other meat. Really high temperature cooking is the way to sear it. You want to season the meat itself in addition to the batter, okay? So when you season up your flour, make sure those same seasonings are on your meat. It will work absolute wonders. It's the best. Time and the living is easy. Y'all know what it is. It's easy living right here. Pork chops, pan fried. You know what it's about right here with the collard greens and a homemade cream corn. Can you tell me your corn looks like that out of a can? I don't think so. Let me show y'all how we're gonna plate this. It's very simple. Take some of this. My friend just walked in from outside. Said it smelled like KFC in here back when he was a kid. Now, I took that as a compliment because it smells good is what he's saying. And this corn, he can smell it from the porch, okay? That's how rich and delicious this dish is gonna be. The collard greens, well, if you've never had them, now's your chance. Because if you cook them like this, you're gonna love them. Everybody you cook them for is gonna love them. And they're gonna be incredible. Yeah, put a little piece of salt pork on there. Don't be scared. It is so delicious. Pork chop, all these pork chops, every dang one of them is too big to put on the plate. So I'm gonna cut a little bit like this, and I'm gonna leave this on the bone so it looks pretty, all right? The most important thing about all of this, not only is how it looks, but how it tastes. And right here, I'm about to give you a sample of what this pork tastes like. That takes me right back to my childhood. Unbelievable. Summertime, pork chop, the living is easy, cream corn, collard greens. You better get in the house and get you some this summer. Fresh, local grown, right here, Easybkitchen. Y'all check me out, easybkitchen.com. Tony, you know how we close the show.
I'll see you
next time.
I haven't had this kind of eating. cooking since my grandmother's place.
Well, thank you,
This
Tony.
is delicious.